Welcome to the F Word. On the menu tonight for our main course, roasted pheasant with braised cabbage and bread sauce.
Is Sarah Beeny's chocolate brownie recipe better than mine?
I desperately need to win. Trust me.
It's time to get the kids ready to say goodbye to the turkeys.
We're eating them for Christmas.
And Big Brother's Davina McCall is in for dinner.
Did you just say the word sex in my ear? You can't do things like that to me.
The F was here and the F was bad. Catch my mother and I catch my dad. Let I love my mother and I love my dad. Wanna have all that they never had. The F was here and the F was bad. Catch my mother and I catch my dad. Let I love my mother and I love my dad. Wanna have all that they never had.
Okay, guys, yes? Are we ready, yes? Kerry, you ready?
Yeah.
Serious face on? Yeah, let's go. Okay, on order, 6 covers table 2, 6 Haricot bean soup, main course, 6 pheasants. Let's go. Pheasants in, please. Let's go. Now, tonight's starters are rich, sumptuous Haricot bean soup with tiger prawns. Now, these beans have been soaked overnight in water. And what that does, it actually softens the bean and makes them cook a lot quicker. In with the bacon, onion and carrot. And once you brought it to the boil quickly, cook out for about 25 to 30 minutes. Now, tiger prawns has its own built-in cooking gauge. When they're raw, they're grey. When they're cooked, they're nice and pink.
We cook the prawns for 30 seconds in boiling water and vegetables. We call that a court bouillon.
Now, prawns are the perfect choice for a seafood beginner because they're nice and sweet, slightly meaty, and so easy to cook. We peel them from the shell when they're warm because it's a lot easier when they're warm. Get the tail and push with your finger and thumb, and the whole thing just pops out. Once the beans have been drained of its stock, just take a couple of handfuls out, because that's going to be in with the prawns and the mushrooms at the bottom of the soup. The rest of the beans into the mixer. A couple of ladles of bean puree into the pan. We add our chicken stock and bring it up to the boil. Once we start to boil it, we're going to add a touch of cream. Now this comes to the boil. For the exciting part is where we start to froth the soup and make it really nice and light. It's a bit of a chef's thing. You don't have to froth it up, but it's just a way of making it a little bit lighter. And if you don't have a stick mix, then just serve it as a normal white bean soup. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. That's it. OK, take your ladle out, give it a little buzz.
Kerry, give it in the blood.
Outside.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on. No. Now, tonight in the kitchen, my 3 Commis chefs are Phil, Russell and Kerry.
They've already survived 1 round in the F-word kitchen, and whoever stays tonight will come back to battle it out for a job in one of my restaurants.
OK, why are we making 2 pans? I want 3 portions. The soup's made to order. You've got 4 portions there. He's got 4 portions. Why don't you do the garnish?
Yeah.
Yeah? And you do the soup. But no one's
Yes, chef.
talking.
Yes, chef.
And you're just making no sense whatsoever. So talk to one another.
Yeah.
Check the seasoning, please. Taste it, Kerry, come on. And Ange, set the garnish up here, Ange, so we can start serving it.
Yes, Gordon.
Yeah?
Wait.
Yeah, that's nice.
After this table.
Yes, Gordon.
The garnish for the soup are the tiger prawns. Along with the tiger prawns, we've got these little Japanese samuji mushrooms. And we're just going to saute the mushrooms off. Get your cloth on the front here. That's it. OK. Get some colour on the mushrooms first before you put the prawns in. Now, we're using a Japanese mushroom, but to be quite frank, any mushroom will work lovely with this. 30 seconds for the prawns. Get your beans. Put your beans in with the prawns. And there we have a really nice garnish. Right, now they've sauteed off the garnish. Yes? Just season it with some fresh parsley.
Yes, go on.
Yeah.
So we put in
No,
the
no,
bowl?
just
Or
listen
we
to
put it on
me.
there?
Shut up and just listen, that's all. If you listen, you're going to do well, but fresh parsley, then from there over to the bowl. Let's go. OK. Take your garnish and be generous with the garnish. Your prawns, your beans and your mushrooms into the plate. No, just 3 portions. Come on, Kerry, please. Wake up. Just 3 portions. 1, 2, 3. You're on your 4th bowl.
Sorry. Sorry, Gordon.
So you take half the froth and half the soup and you pour it gently over the garnish, yeah? and then you go back to the beginning
Yeah.
and put a little bit more froth on there. Can you just concentrate for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, and try to wake up a little bit. It'll make life a lot easier for you, the customers, and me, yes?
Yeah.
Good girl. It's not difficult, you know that.
I know.
Now, this is a perfect winter soup, great for the cold nights ahead, and check out the F-Word website for the recipe. Service, please. I'll see you later.
Well, it was delicious soup. The prawns, I'm not sure how they were cooked, but they had a beautiful flavour.
Thumbs up to Gordon, really, I'm afraid. Sorry, big suck up, but absolutely. He's gorgeous and so's his food. So what more can I say?
That's why it was easier.
Ladies, good evening.
Hello, mwah, how are
Good to see
you?
Yeah, very well indeed, thank you.
I
Good
love
to see
watching you in there.
How was your soup?
It was very, very good.
Yes?
Yes,
Not
very
too
good,
rich?
thank you. No, I love
No?
rich food.
Do you cook at home?
I sort of share it because
Really?
we've got little kids, so whoever puts the kids to bed doesn't do the cooking.
Really?
I'm quite good with a recipe,
Yep.
but I'm not. My husband's got the flair. I
Serious?
haven't got the flair.
And what would you say his pièce de résistance is? What's his favourite dish?
My favourite dish that he does
Yep.
is it's just sea bass, baked sea bass, and he does put sort of some grilled vegetables, and then he'll put them in the tray with the sea bass, open the foil and put it in.
Sounds a little bit like Jamie Oliver to me, that one, no? Is he using...
Isn't that a swear word?
Does-
We're not allowed to say that here.
You're not on a particular diet or
No,
anything
no,
like that,
no.
are you? No,
I don't diet.
No. How do you keep so fit?
Work out.
Work out.
I mean, I basically eat what I want
Yeah.
because I work out. And that's one very good reason to work out, isn't it?
But when- no.
So you can eat what you want.
Yeah, exactly. But
Yay!
have you ever been on a diet?
I did that.
That
I did
set
the
procedure?
Atkins. Worked brilliantly. I lost 6 pounds in 2 weeks. Amazing. But I was obsessed by bread. Like, if somebody picked up that piece of bread
Yeah.
over there, I'd see you at
I love
500
bread.
paces, and I'd be like, oh my God, they're eating bread.
Really?
You know, and then I'd say, OK, I'll have Sundays off. So I'd start eating sweets and bread at 7 in the morning, and I'd literally be like, pasta, 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 you know, until the end of the day. It was just ridiculous.
There is one negativity against the sort of Atkins diet, you know, because it's not very good for your sex life.
Did you just say the word sex in my ear? You said the word sex in my ear.
I mean, does it have an
in
adverse
my
effect?
ear? So you can't do things like that to me. Oh, I'll tell you what, it did
It
have an
lowers
effect
your
on...
libido.
Well, I couldn't poo. I mean, if you're going to say sex, let's say
God,
poo.
yeah.
I couldn't poo for ages because
Serious?
it was awful because you don't eat vegetables.
Okay.
And with that, hello, heinous breath.
Yeah.
So obviously sex life's going to go out the window because you can't snog, and if you can't snog, you're not going to have sex. You took me there, Gordon.
Next on the menu, along with our main course of pheasant with a fantastic red sauce. The Commis start to crack under pressure,
You're going to kill someone. You can't serve raw bacon.
and just when I thought things couldn't get any worse for Giles Corrin, we sent him down a sewer.
Chefs of the world would love to see me disappear under there.
OK, 1 minute for the cabbage. How long for you, Ange?
1 minute, please.
1 minute. Let's go, Russell. We can start plating up in 30 seconds, yes? Welcome back to the F-Word. Time now for the main course. Roasted pheasant, braised cabbage, red sauce with devils on horseback.
Pheasant.
The secret behind cooking this bird is actually lining the breast with some streaky bacon, because it really is a very lean bird with hardly any fat.
Thigh.
Not too tight. A, it keeps the bacon on, and B, it actually keeps the bird in a really good shape.
Hot pan, olive oil. Seasoned. Thyme.
Pheasant, nice hot pan, streaky bacon, thyme, straight into the oven.
Red sauce. Thyme. Salt. Pepper. Blitz. Hot pan, butter. Onion.
On the heat,
Cloves. Star anise. Bay leaf.
the Big Daddy.
Black pepper.
Bull in the China shop. This is the one that actually brings it all together.
Sweat. Milk.
Let it infuse. Bring it to the boil slowly.
Back to pheasant. Baste.
That keeps the pheasant really nice and moist.
Finish the sauce. Sieve.
That milk is amazing.
Breadcrumbs in. Butter.
Now we have a really nice, smooth, smart, sexy bread sauce. OK, pheasant.
Rest 15 minutes.
And turn it upside down. And all the juices from the top of the carcass run into the bottom of the breast, and so by the time it's cooled down, it's full of flavour. And the whole leg just falls away. Delicious.
Pheasant with bread sauce. Done.
Now, with the pheasant, I'm also serving some red cabbage, and we all grew up with this stuff, pickled in a jar, but this is done in a very simple form. It started on top of the stove, it's got butter in with it, and then we season it with brown sugar over the cabbage, and then a tablespoon of vinegar, add that to the brown sugar, salt, pepper, and then we braise it in the oven for about 45 to 50 minutes so it cooks nice and slowly, absorbs the vinegar, the sugar caramelises it and makes it a really nice, tasty cabbage. Now I'm serving devil's and horseback with the pheasant, and that's basically a prune that's been wrapped in bacon. The sweetness and the saltiness of the bacon goes brilliantly with the pheasant. Cocktail stick, keep the bacon on there, into a pan. Get some really good colour on the bacon, gets nice and crispy, and that crispy bacon with a sweet prune is amazing. Now, don't forget to take the cocktail sticks out before you serve them. There it is. Yeah, 5 pheasant, 1 ravioli. Yeah, journalist table, watch that table, Liz Jones, journalist. You serve the pheasant first, then the ravioli, OK? OK, be very, very careful, yeah? Now, earlier today, I set the Commis a challenge, and that was to try and separate the men from the boys. Challenge time. We've got a table of vegetarians in this evening. Now, vegetarian food has to be just as exciting as the normal menu. So on this table in front of us, we've got an array of vegetables. I want you to think of a vegetarian filling for a ravioli. Think about it. Spinach, ricotta, sautéed mushrooms, rocket, basil. You know, just have a look. You've got half an hour. Let's go, yes? What's going through your mind? What are you doing?
Cheese,
Cheese.
tomato.
Work and talk at the same time. We're against the clock. We'd like a fully booked restaurant, yes? Not just about your cheese and tomatoes. So, what are you going to do?
Cheese, tomato, mozzarella.
OK.
Is that OK?
Yeah, that sounds nice. And you're going to season it with fresh basil?
Yeah, basil.
OK, hurry up, yes? Right, Russell, what are you doing?
I'm thinking of a open-top ravioli.
Open-top ravioli. Nice. And what's in the open-top ravioli?
Right, I'm thinking sun-dried tomatoes.
Yep.
And then I've also got roasted pepper going on there. Just give it that flavour, just get it going. I'm going to put some blue cheese into it as well.
Blue cheese as well?
Yeah.
And as you know, we haven't got all day, you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah? OK, so move your ass, yeah?
Yep, yes, chef.
OK, Phil. What are you going to do?
I'm going to do tomato and basil with buffalo mozzarella.
OK. And you put the mozzarella in when it's cooled down, so it doesn't melt?
Just so it doesn't melt, so we can just keep that solid cubes there, yeah.
So as it starts to cook in the ravioli, it just slightly melts inside?
That's it, yeah.
OK, good. Looks like something out of a sci-fi movie.
It tastes nice.
Well, we'll find out, won't we, Sue? OK, guys, that's it. Let's go. Kerry on the hot plate. Russell, let's go. Phil, Kerry, there. Come on, stand next to it. Right, Russell. Pasta's stone cold. You didn't even heat the pasta up.
Yes, chef.
Phil, he started blanching his pasta and you followed suit rather than remaining as an individual because your filling looked nice. Unfortunately, so far I've got stone cold pasta, overcooked pasta. Let's hope the last one at least has got something. What's that, the raw sage leaf?
Yeah, it went, no.
Yeah, we only put on a plate what we can eat. Yeah, never forget that. And look at that. You can see why I don't change nappies. Insipid, bland, and nothing what I asked for. A simple ravioli. Unfortunately, I'm not going to serve any of them in the restaurant for vegetarians. You know that. Tonight, get your shit together. Yeah? Clear down. Right, let's go, Kerry, please, yes? 4 pheasant away now, yes? 4 pheasant away now, let's go.
Yeah, 4, yeah,
Good
chef.
idea. I don't understand what you're doing, Kerry. You're dropping your spoon, you're putting it back in your pocket. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Need any more on there?
No, why are you asking me when you're putting it on? Come on.
Because I think we do.
Pheasant, please, now.
Pheasant.
Come on, this is where it's going to get really tough now, yes? Yep. Down. Let's go. Kerry, it's not cooked. It's raw. Oh. The bacon's raw, for God's sake. Kerry, come here a minute, you. It's raw. It is raw, young lady. You're going to kill someone. You can't serve raw bacon. Not good enough. Not good enough. Take your apron off and go. Forget it. Out. Right, Ange, start the table again, please. God's sake. Ange, start the table again. Now. It will soon be time to slaughter the turkeys, so I've been trying to get the kids ready to say goodbye.
We're a week away from slaughtering the turkeys the children have been fattening up for Christmas. I'm getting worried that the kids are getting too attached.
Oh, well done. Let's have a look. Is that Anthony?
Tilly loves cuddling Anthony, and Megan's been keeping her own video diary.
Delia have been even more grumpy than yesterday.
I asked Janice Horton-Wallace from the Turkey Club UK how to deal with it. Her suggestion was rather radical.
You may have to consider possibly just keeping a couple back, so that then they think, well, OK, yeah, those go, but we will still have some turkeys here.
Will we get any turkey eggs?
They start mating properly in January or February, and then the girls usually start laying eggs about 4 weeks after the mating process. They're very good layers, and the eggs are wonderful in baking.
Really?
Oh, they are definitely worth trying.
Like a duck egg, or...?
They're not as strong as a duck egg. They're slightly larger than a chicken's egg, but they, because of the extra albumin, they're very good in pastry sauces and things like that.
And what about her indoors? I've got to explain that to her.
Oh, she'll love eating their eggs.
I'm not that convinced, and I don't think Tana will be very enthusiastic either.
She mentioned if the kids are getting really sort of attached, there is a strong possibility we could keep them, or maybe keep half of them and cook half.
I think we've always been very honest with them, and this is what's happening, and I think they are prepared for that, and we stick to what we originally planned.
I'm, happy to go along with what we set out to do, but I'm just asking you to think about an alternative.
We've done your project, I've supported you in that, we've fattened up the turkeys, and now you're backtracking because you like them.
Delia's shaking because you're shouting, so you're upsetting. Let me go and sit over with her.
You go sit with Delia.
I can't believe you. Come on, Delia. Come on.
There have been times when it's really driven me crazy having the turkeys here, all the mess and everything like that, but it's been a fantastic learning curve for the children. We've only got a couple of days left of the turkeys and then they're going to be slaughtered. So I thought, let's throw a turkey party. They can explain to their friends exactly what's going on. And also, it'll really put it clear in their minds that this is happening. And they won't sort of wake up surprised to know that it's the final day.
We're eating them for Christmas. Which one are you going to eat first for dinner? Oh, we're going to eat one that we... Oh, you're really shocked. Yeah, we're going to kill all of them. Are you going to kill Jack's turkey first? Yeah, he is so fat.
The kids actually seem fine about killing the birds, but I need to know whether I've got enough turkey to feed the diners at the restaurant. So Peter the vet's going to do a final weigh-in.
What are we doing?
Weighing the turkey.
Why?
So we can find out if they're fat.
Fat.
How fat they are.
We want them very fat for Christmas, don't we? That's 6 kilos.
Yeah. You need help lifting that one up.
Wait. Wait, Nigella.
It's 14 kilos.
OK, who's got the balance?
20.
10. Who's next?
Gary! Delia! Why do I always catch the turkey?
You're very good at this. All right, Ainsley. I know. 7 kilos?
Yeah.
Who would like a sandwich?
Me!
Matt, how are you?
Good evening, Chef.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Not only a wine writer, but you're actually Jamie Oliver's sommelier.
Yep.
You're his wine waiter at 15.
Yep.
Now, you
Yeah.
bought some wines
Absolutely.
that you thought were going to go
Considering the
well
pheasant.
with the pheasant.
Do you know what? I think
Please
the
tell me
thing-
they're not all Australian.
There's not one Australian
There's not one
wine.
Australian.
But do you know what? I think when it comes to kind of food and wine matching, you know, I think a lot of people kind of get unnecessarily kind of, you know, confused with it and stressed with it.
Absolutely.
And they tend to think that, you know, the best matches end up being, you know, the most expensive matches. And
which
it's
is
not
crazy.
always the case.
Definitely not.
And here, I mean, this is, the one word to describe this wine is that it's sexy. You know, sexy. You get kind of that sort of dark cherry.
Yeah.
Get dark cherry, you get a little bit of spice, but straight away you're getting things like cinnamon, cloves,
Yeah, absolutely.
you know, star anise, all the kind of things that you use when you're cooking the pheasant out there, all those kind of ingredients are starting to come through. And I guess that's one of the key things when it comes to food and wine matching.
Yep.
You want to look for kind of like similar sort of weight between food and wine.
Absolutely.
You also want to look at similar kind of intensity of flavour.
And keep it sexy.
Absolutely.
Now, you're highly competitive. Yes?
I am.
I've got a test for you, OK? 3 of the most extraordinary wines. I want you to try and tell me what you think they are. Here we go. I'm not saying anything.
It's going to be something like Blue Nun, £5 under.
Mate, £5 and under. Absolutely on the nose. Blue Nun. Well done. One of my favourites. The heat is on, big boy.
You should always trust your first instincts. And for me,
Straight
kind
away.
of like, first thing I sort of smell is kind of cedar. You know, it's got, there's a fair bit of oak in there. There's a fair bit of fruit weight as well. Dark plum, dark fruit. You know, straight away I'm kind of thinking big, rich, full-body grape variety. Probably thinking New World as well. So.
Really? OK. Little taste. Huh? Now the heat is on, and you can see he's looking nervous. Come on.
That's turbocharged. There's some weight and muscle and intensity
Big
behind
time.
that. That's
Big
kind of
time.
like, it's awesome Shiraz or Cabernet probably from Australia. Here we go. Oh.
Well done.
Did I say awesome Shiraz?
Well done. Awesome Shiraz. Well done.
Thanks very much.
Huh? Fantastic.
98, great.
OK. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
OK. Instantly, what you think?
What? When I look at this wine?
Yes.
Well, I'm noticing the colour. The colour's nowhere near as deep as the previous wine. Sight's kind of probably the least important of all your 3 senses, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you can close your eyes and... That's how I always find it a lot easier. What are you getting?
We're talking about a very different league
right
between that wine and this wine.
OK.
So
what
it's not giving away much on the nose. It's pretty flat, pretty dull. Soft, simple. It's even a little bit corked, Gordon. I can't believe you put on a wine that's just a little
I
bit
would not
corked
do
as
that
well.
to you. Come on. Do you think
It's
that's corked?
just a little bit corked.
I'm not going to argue
Can I
with
have
you,
a
but
taste?
I mean, I don't mind fighting. But that's definitely not corked.
A
Definitely
little
not
bit.
corked.
You do the cooking, I'll do the wine.
So, oh, God. Taxi. OK. Have a little taste.
God, it's probably going to be amazing Bordeaux or something like that, isn't it?
3, 2, 1. What's the
Yeah,
answer?
it's Bordeaux. It's Cabernet-based wine from Bordeaux. Yeah.
What would you pay for it? How much would you pay for that?
30, 40 quid.
30, 40 quid. You've been eating far too many kangaroos, you know that. That was a £1,000 bottle of Petrus.
I told
Matthew,
you, look.
for goodness sake. £1,000
There you go.
bottle of Petrus, 1992, my favourite.
Oh, it's 92. Well, look, you know,
goodness sake.
I'm Australian. I have cheap taste.
Oh, shit.
Was it Meatloaf that said 2 out of 3 ain't bad?
Next on the menu, it's pudding time. Sarah Beeny takes me on with a chocolate brownie.
Also, I think that putting nuts in it is a bit like putting leeks in macaroni cheese.
Oh, really?
So it's just wrong.
Giles goes in the sewer.
Oh, it's disappearing into human shit.
And Davina has to sing for her supper.
Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind.
OK. Phil, Russell, come here. Yeah? One's gone. Yes?
Yes, chef.
We just tried to put raw bacon on a plate. Now, my brigade are leaving, and you two are going to run the F-word restaurant. You've got a table of 4, and you've got a table of 4.
Yeah.
Yes? Hey, everything from bread sauce to cabbage to pheasant. Yeah? Mark, out. Yep. And out. Neil, bye-bye. Let's go. Come on, Russell. Wakey, wakey. Bacon's burning. She's already gone home on the back of that. Let's go. Come on, big boy. Nice and crispy. Little touch of butter in there, Phil, to finish it off with.
Chef.
Phil, you got table 10?
Ready, chef.
Yes. And Russell, you got table 14, yes?
Yes, chef.
Well, no one's talking to one another. Hello, we're in the same restaurant.
Russell, you ready, Russ?
Yeah, how long you got?
I'm ready, mate.
You're here. Move, let's go. Yeah, I'm looking for presentation, yeah? Each and every plate looking exactly the same. Let's go. Stand by, table 14. Stand by. Look at each other's plates, check that we've got the same things going on. The same size portions, yes?
Chef.
Come on. Don't forget, it's the same restaurant, yes? Come on.
Chef.
Pheasant on first, they're last. That's the garnish, yes? There you go. Think about what you're doing. Come on, Russell.
Yes, chef.
Put the tray down and work with 2 hands. It's twice as quick.
Yes, chef.
Voila. Right.
Olive oil.
Take your time. Don't spoil it now, yes? Gently, gently, gently. Let's go. Are you happy? Dirty plate.
Yeah, that bit.
I'm not happy with that. Hair there on the pheasant. Pull it out.
Yeah.
Come on, wake up. You got 4 eyes. Let's go. Up. Go. Table 14. Go. Right, come here, both of you. Well done. That's what it's like in the real world. That's 1 table each out of 20 tonight. Clear down, start again. Well done.
Yes, chef.
Hello there.
Nice to see you.
How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. How are you?
Good, very well.
You enjoyed the pheasant, yes?
I did enjoy
Yes.
the pheasant, although I've got something for you here.
Go on.
There's a bit of shot.
That's great news.
Yeah, so it was
That means
really,
it's not one of
really
those posh
shot.
birds, it's a real bird.
Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah.
The combination of everything was really good, but the pheasant was just cooked to perfection. Absolute perfection. Really lovely.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
How was the pheasant?
It was very nice.
Yes?
Very nice. It could have been a little bit more veg, I felt.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Well, I'm just saying.
You don't need more veg with that pheasant. And the devil's on horseback and the bread sauce and the braised
The devils
cabbage.
on horseback were pretty superb, yeah.
Wonderful.
The way that it was cooked this evening was fantastic. It fell off the bone. And the fact that the plate itself isn't actually loaded with superfluous vegetables as well made it very, very nice.
Time for pudding. This week, Sarah Beeny is going to try and beat me with her favourite dessert, chocolate brownie. Now, there's 100 recipes of chocolate brownies, and I'm doing something quite sort of unique, sumptuous, delicious. We're finishing it this time with some little pecans. But this is not a big tray of chocolate brownie. They're going to be done in little bleeny pans. We're going to butter them, line them with chocolate, and cook them individually, almost like a little sort of pancake, but pancake chocolate brownie.
This is a children's chocolate brownie because I don't think you should put extra bits in. It should just be pure chocolate brownie. This is really cheap, so you can make it, if you're having masses of people to a party, you can make it for loads of people. We had it at our wedding, actually. Not that I'm a cheapskate or anything.
So, get your brush and lightly brush the inside of the pan. Now, all it is a block of chocolate, break it in half, and just grate. And just pour the chocolate in there, and then roll it round. Right, Sarah, how are we doing?
This is cocoa, sugar and flour.
Yep.
And then this is the eggs, and you just pour it in, and there.
And that's it?
That's it, yeah.
So
well, it
no-
tastes great.
I'm sure it does. Now, no chocolate in there? No.
And it's got cocoa powder.
Just
in.
cocoa powder?
Yeah, and then I have to grease the tin.
And that looks like something you've nicked from your granny?
Yeah, that's
Yeah?
the general
And then that goes in there. And how long does that cook for?
25 minutes, or maybe a bit more if it doesn't look cooked.
Yeah, because it should be nice and crispy on the outside and soft and gooey in the
gungy.
middle.
Yeah,
Gungy.
gungy.
That's the word.
And-
You're a lady who likes pressure. You've
I
got
do.
37 guests coming round on Boxing Day.
Christmas Day.
Christmas Day.
Yes.
That's a
yeah.
big table, that, 37.
That is a big table.
And you're cooking not single-handedly, surely?
Well, sort of single-handed. I've got this turkey that's kind of
Huge.
huge. So have you got lots for Christmas?
I think we've got about 18 or 20.
Hey, that's just as bad.
I know. Crazy.
So do you do lots of entertaining then?
I'm not very good at the dinner party thing, you know that. It's not the kind of thing I really enjoy doing, to be totally honest.
So this is why I couldn't be a cook, because I think this is taking ages and it's really boring. I'm thinking, God, hurry up.
How do you know so much about property?
I've got a building company. I do a boys' job, you see. You do a
Okay.
girls' job, I do a boys' job.
I do a girl's job. Yeah, that's the whole gripe. I wish women would get back in there and do their job. You know that? Women do make the best chefs, you know that?
I know, well, obviously, women do everything best.
No, well, not quite everything. Hello. Not quite everything. You're a bit of a matchmaker, aren't you?
I am. It is a bit of an obsession of mine. It always has been, actually. Which,
Serious. Now, do you do
any
that over
excuse-
food?
Yeah, no, well, the best place to meet someone is over food and booze, isn't it?
Food and booze, yes.
Yeah, stick food and booze and a few
Can't-
single people together, and they're going to get married.
And what about someone like our resident food critic? I mean, is there a woman out there that's mad enough to sort of date him?
How would you describe him?
moany, whingy, beardy, short ass.
I think he definitely gets someone.
He definitely gets flipping heck. Now the chocolate and the butter's melted. I've whisked the eggs lightly. I've folded them in. Sarah's is going to be slightly gungy in the centre, she said. Sounds very ominous. And mine, of course, is going to be lined with, like, chocolate buttons and these little things, pecans. I have to say, at this stage, without getting too carried away, a damn sight more appetising than Sarah's. Mind you, I said that about the trifles last week as well, didn't I?
Also, I think that putting nuts in it is a bit like putting leeks in macaroni cheese.
Oh, really?
See, it's just wrong. It's
Like
ruining the purity.
I'm now just going to lift that out and put them in to the moulds. And then, hopefully, we'll be ready. So only fill the mould up 2/3 because they're going to rise slightly and then we leave it nice and soft and gooey in the centre. And those chocolate buttons, hopefully, will be intact but slightly runny.
I could have refurbished a 5-bedroom house in the time it takes to melt some butter. Like, how frustrating. This one's going to eat it and you've just got washing up to do.
Whilst you're pregnant, OK, and obviously my wife's been pregnant 3 times, I put weight on to make her feel happy. Does it happen the same with your husband?
Such a sweetie.
Does he put weight on to make you feel
He is, actually.
less fat in bed?
No, he does still say, good God, you're fat, every time I have no clothes on.
Serious?
So, which is true, let's be honest.
No, you're going to stay confident now because they're not cooked. Now, let me have a quick look at yours.
OK.
Just like the bike sheds. You can look at mine and let me look at yours. Yeah.
Cheeky.
That's nice.
I've got to say, yours does look like you cook for a living and mine does look like I don't.
And I desperately need to win.
You need to win. OK, here we go. It'll taste great, though.
I'm sure it will, you know that. Hello, Giles.
Hello, Gordon.
Are you well?
No, I'm not bad at all. I'm happy with it. At least I've been fed.
You've been fed. Yeah. Now, what have you been up to this week?
I've been down a sewer. I'm so used to healthy, hygienic places like professional kitchens.
God, bins, squirrels, kebabs.
But that was because I was investigating food. Here I was investigating quite the opposite.
Really?
I was up to my elbows in shit.
Serious?
Yeah, and it's because of the fat that gets thrown away. Fat is a huge problem in Britain. I'm not talking about fat people, I'm talking about cooking fat. When you flush them away down the sewers, as we all do sometimes, they'll cool, solidify and harden and cause blockages. And when that happens, we're in big trouble. Last year alone, we spent £15 million clearing our pipes, and 3,000 properties were flooded as a result of blockage. With Christmas approaching, the water companies are expecting a 25% increase in the amount of fat that we're flushing down our drains, which means that we're going to be adding, over Christmas, to an already existing problem in the underbelly of our cities. But what does that really mean? I'm not dressed up like this just because it looks sexy. It's because I'm going to go down there and find out. Well, I understand the issues about this fat being thrown away, but it looks all fairly harmless when it goes down the sink. So what does it look like here? I don't understand.
Well, you'll soon see, Giles, when you get round this corner here.
Oh, it smells nasty now. If I drown or something, are you going to do mouth to mouth?
You won't drown.
What's this?
That's the fat what you're going to go into.
That's fat?
Yeah, it's fat.
That's fat out of people's kitchens, gone down the sink and...
Yeah.
Oh, no. No, and there's things living in it. Ah, shit, and it's everywhere.
Cheers for that.
So I need a radioactive anti-thingy death suit.
Just be careful. Have you...
No, God! The chefs of the world who would love to see me disappear under there. Ah, it's disappearing into human shit. God, it's some sanitary towel. Why am I doing this?
I don't know.
There it is, that's your fat. That's a turkey roast. Your lovely grannies and grandchildren come round and you cook that up for them and you toss it down the sink without a thought. It comes down here, solidifies, and people like Kenny have to walk up and down and they're shoveling it up and throwing it away. It's absolutely disgusting. I probably knew that already. I didn't need to come down here to prove it, but I'm going to do it again. Well, this is the third shower I've had since I got back from the sewer, and I haven't got close to removing the smell. Having seen the scale of the problem, though, I promise you I'm determined to find out what we can do about it. So I've discovered a clever little device you can use at home. Fat traps, which is a thing like this that you leave by the sink. Instead of throwing your used fat down the sink, you just pour it into there, in this manner. You put some nuts in it. You give it a shake to make a lovely little feast, and you put it out for the birds. Or, in fact, if you haven't got one of those, you can do the same thing with a baked bean tin. Apparently, if we all do this, if we all use these fat traps and stop throwing our stuff down the sinks, we can make a huge difference to the state of our sewers and drains. Having said that, restaurants and fast food joints are the biggest fatty villains, and they also need to shape up. By law, they're obliged to have waste fat collected, although thousands of them are still illegally pouring it down the drain. But some councils are fighting back. They're collecting the fat for free and turning it into diesel for cars. So I've got a gallon here of delightful waste cooking oil from the F Word restaurant, which I brought into my garden because it's the last thing I want in my house. Because I've got a fellow here who reckons he can turn it into car fuel.
Yeah, what we're doing is we're converting it into biodiesel.
And so how much will our gallon of F Word waste cooking fat make? How much diesel?
1 gallon of used cooking oil, you'll get 1 gallon of biodiesel.
So do you need to do anything to the engine of your car to make this stuff work in it?
If you've got a properly produced biodiesel, it's a direct replacement. You don't have to modify things.
You're saying I just throw into the drum this used fat, yeah?
Literally pour it in.
Slightly green. Oh. And then I just hit this green button here, pump on.
Correct.
Is that it? That's as easy as
No,
that?
I need to add caustic soda and methanol.
Okie dokie.
So I pop that in the hopper here and start pumping the methanol over.
And how long does this take to make?
It takes about an hour mixing.
And it's that easy, and then, hey presto, we have biodiesel.
Hey presto, you have biodiesel, pump it into your car and you can drive off.
And here it comes, real diesel. Although that said, I think I'm first going to have to put it in the car and go for a drive just to make absolutely sure it works. You think I can just put this straight in the car, do you?
Just pour it straight in.
In it goes. Rightio then, it's the moment of truth. Will the car start? Hurrah! It has. I didn't believe it would. It's amazing. It smells more like a chip shop than a car, though. I have a gallon of Gordon's used fat in this car, and given that it's as good as diesel, that will get me, if I head north from my home, as far as Luton. Well, lucky me.
Excited?
Yeah, this is going to be fantastic.
This is,
I'm actually slightly nervous. Oh, no, is it burnt?
Well, no, it's got a nice crack on the top. OK, now how are you going to serve yours?
I'm going to serve it in slices like a cake.
Yeah? You just want, send it like that and give them a spoon?
Yes. But the difficulty is you have to make them with all sort of posh stuff in, don't you?
Not at all.
Oh, yes,
Chocolate
you
buttons,
do.
that's not posh. I'm going to finish mine with a touch of creme fraiche. Oh,
This is called a blob.
that's called a blob. Nice. Are you happy with that? Jean-Baptiste, take Sarah's upstairs first, OK? Yes?
Yes.
And if they don't like it, we can line their loft with some new cavity wall insulation. OK? Up. Yeah, can I just say, it's bloody heavy. Honestly, it feels like one of your breeze blocks from one of your buildings.
Hello, how are you guys? Hello. Voici. So, Danny, this is number 1.
I like the texture on the top as well, like the kind of crunchy. It's kind of nice and gooey in the middle, and it's like nice kind of crunchy outside.
It does it just drapes over your tongue, doesn't it? And the chocolate feeling.
Might be slightly too gooey, actually, just if I was going to add some constructive criticism to that. But
I find it, I
Do you
quite
not
like
think
the gooiness, just because it makes it quite a contrast from the crust.
Okay, Danny, this is number 2.
Okay, thank you. Wow.
Rob,
I'm not sure about this one.
I'm not sure
It's
about the
quite
cream.
bitter.
Yeah, it's the cream. It's quite dry, actually, isn't it? It's quite flaky on the top.
I shouldn't be overconfident about, the brownies at this stage, but I have to say, I bloody am, you know that.
Are you?
Because if I lose this challenge this week, honestly,
I was going to say,
I will start liking Angie Roll Thompson. That's how confident I am I'm going to win.
Yeah, I think I've had enough of that one.
Yeah.
Ali JB.
Also, this week the winner is?
Yes.
Well done, Sarah.
Oh, get out, will you? Pissing around.
Oh, no.
Sarah won.
Yes.
Oh, get out.
I'm really sorry.
The result, you know that. I'm going to go upstairs and see the judges. Where are they? Yeah, I'm glad you find it funny. Just out of interest, I mean, taste that again for me.
Okay.
Yeah, all of you, and then I can start with the lady at the end. Now, tell me what you're tasting.
It tastes bitter.
Bitter?
Yeah, it's got kind of like almost burnt taste to it.
Burnt?
Yeah, I'm afraid
slightly
so.
burnt.
Just look how wet that is in the centre.
In the middle, but you've got to get through the dry outside to get to the middle.
I don't understand it.
Just slightly too dry.
Yeah.
It's
For my liking. Sorry.
all three of you can off out of here now as well, yes? Dear, oh dear. Useless. I'm not going to serve it. I'm going to serve my chocolate brownie, my restaurant, my customers, and my reputation on the line.
That's that.
And that's it. Do you
That
mind?
is fair enough.
I'm really sorry, but...
No, it is OK, because you do think this is poo, don't you?
no, it's just... it's...
Not nice.
It's not bad, but it's not good. Come here.
That's
Let me
it.
get round that bump. Oh, stand out here like this. Well done, well done.
Next on the menu, I rediscover Britain's most underrated but delicious meat.
If it's by you, I'd have it any day.
And Phil and Russell find out which one of them is staying and who's going home.
One of you is a follower and one of you is a creator. Right, Sarah. Yes, I know it's not your dessert, but you can still get the pan.
Do you want me to pick the nuts out and make it better?
I don't mind you picking my nuts at all, for God's sake. Would you like a knife?
So rude.
Huh?
I do, yeah, it's stuck, you see. Mine didn't stick.
So, oh! Send that to Giles, please. Now, my God.
Perfect. Oh, gosh, it's quite nice, this.
You're going to wash your hands now, you know that. We're going to get so many
Do I?
complaints, yeah. Oh, no! Look at the buttons in mine.
Yeah, you see, disappointing, really, isn't it?
I'm glad you think so. Thanks so much.
Et voilà. Chocolate brownie with creme fraiche.
Can you just say that for me one more time?
Chocolate brownie with creme fraiche. Bon appétit.
Oh my God, that was so cute. A chocolate brownie.
Ladies, do you enjoy your chocolate brownie? Very succulent and lovely. Kind of dessert you want to take to bed, right?
Perfect.
Perfect. I can tell you,
Crunchy
like...
on the outside and soft on the inside.
Yes, and you've got a little bit of chocolate dripping down here.
Yeah, and it's perfect.
This week I've been looking at one of Britain's tastiest, but sadly, most unfashionable meats. Once upon a time, mutton was a very reasonably priced meat that everyone ate, before it fell off the kitchen radar. And not only do I want to see it back in restaurants, back on their menus, but at home as well, because this is part of our culinary heritage.
Mutton is a meat from a sheep that's at least 2 years old. It's rarely sold in supermarkets and can be hard to get your hands on. These days, most of our mutton gets eaten in Europe.
When was the last time you ate mutton?
Years ago.
Years ago. And who cooked it?
My grandmother.
It's a bit sort of old-fashioned and a bit... It's not very sort of sexy, is it, mutton?
I've never eaten mutton at all, ever.
It is a cheap cut of meat. Most people now earn more money, they buy better cuts of meat.
It looks like mutton's been completely forgotten.
So why did mutton disappear?
Totally financial. In the 1940s, the imports from Australia and New Zealand came. The price of lamb and wool went down, and it wasn't worth farmers keeping ewes for more than a single season.
So it wasn't about the flavour, it was just about the price of wool,
Absolutely.
sadly. Why should the British public out there be eating more mutton?
Because it's being extensively grazed. It cannot be factory farmed. It's the wildest and most natural meat that we can possibly eat, and one of the most delicious.
To produce the best mutton, sheep need a diet of good green grass and correct treatment once they've been slaughtered.
A mutton carcass should be hung whole for around about 2 weeks.
The meat is extraordinary. It's amazing the difference in mutton and lamb, how dark it is. And it's surrounded by a lot more fat.
You can deal with that, you know, in the cooking process. You can use the same cuts as you do in lamb from mutton.
And what's the price of mutton now?
It's about half the price of lamb.
And twice as much flavour. For someone at home cooking for the first time, what would you recommend?
Oh, I'd say the diced.
The diced?
That would be the one.
I mean, that's diced up ready now for a stew.
Ready to go. Mutton
has a reputation for being slightly tough. And the secret behind this particular dish is the length of the cooking time. So what I'm cooking here is the simplest of mutton stews. Generous with the seasoning, run it through some flour, shake it, and into the pan. So what we're doing now is put some flavour on it. Woo! Once it's brown, into the colander, and just leave it to drain. Vegetables. Now, this is a stew, so we don't have any little sort of fine dices. Garlic, just in there in half. Celery, the leeks. Sprig of rosemary, and a nice sprig of thyme. Peppercorns. Lightly crush them, and some tomato puree. Roast it off. Half bottle of house red wine. Take your mutton, mix that in, pour boiling hot water on top. So that's it. 2.5 hours on a low gas. Perfect. It's ready. Now, let's see if we can convert South London to mutton.
You want me to hash all that?
Tell you what, it's well cooked, the mutton.
That is delicious.
Oh, it's lovely.
You enjoy that?
If it's by you, I'd have it any day.
Am I allowed some more?
Promise me you'll try a mutton stew this weekend. Deal?
Deal.
So come on, you lot, give mutton a go. It is a tasty meat, and let's be honest, it does deserve a second chance. How's your brownie?
Can I just tell you what I love?
Go on.
See that? That's really runny.
Oh, yeah, is there little chocolate
I
buttons
love
inside?
the runny. But get off, that's mine.
Like a share. It's
No,
romantic to
no,
share.
there's only one thing that I don't do, and that's share my puddings.
Your background in food, you lived in Paris.
I lived in Paris.
Yeah, and you worked part-time there?
I did. I was, oh God, I was a singing waitress. But can I just say, I was a very good waitress.
So karaoke was in that long ago? Serious? That was good. That's very
If you
good.
ever need...
I can't believe you're doing that. You're
some
balancing with the finger
staff,
underneath there. And
you know,
spoon onto there.
I can help.
Jimmy Carr's in tonight, yes? Where is he?
Where? Oh, there he is.
There he is there. Sat upright, looking nice and pert.
Jimmy Carr.
Now, he presented last year the 100 Worst Britons. Yeah, I came 82nd, and you came 95th, which is a bit out of order.
Did I?
Yes.
Now
So
that you've
untrue.
told me that,
Yes.
I'll name him as well later as well.
Yeah, I'm going to get him to
Catapult.
taste. Yeah, big time. He actually sits like a little public schoolboy over there, doesn't he? He's like the sort of
We're
the lost
talking
brother.
about you.
Oh, God. First of all, to both of you, well done. One step away from working with me personally. Phil, how bad do you want it?
The knowledge I'd learn off you, Gordon, would just be unreal. And it's a case of I want to soak up all the knowledge that you can teach me so I can take it away and then open my own restaurant.
Russell, how bad do you want it?
I want it really bad. This is what I'm trying to train for, and just to have that chance, and like nothing like this ever happens to me. Literally being a whole small town Chinese lad in the takeaway to this. What more can I say?
It's a tough decision for me. However, there was one big difference between you both this evening, because one of you is a follower and one of you is a creator. And Phil, you followed Russell. And that's the reason why you're going home tonight. I'm really sorry.
Thank you.
Keep going.
I will do.
Yes?
Yeah, chef.
You?
Cheers, thank you very
Get
much.
some sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Get your shit together.
Yeah. Thank you, chef.
Don't
Next week on The F Word, along with our main course of sea bass, the time has finally come to slaughter the turkeys.
Next time you see them, Lily, it's going to be on a plate.
And Janet Street Porter and I clash in the kitchen.
Any women in the audience will not eat pastry. So you're wasting your time.
Very kind.
I'm going to sing you a little song.
Just imagine you're in Paris, yes? Not Ladbroke
I'd
Grove.
just like to apologise. Now, it's worse for me than it is for you. Just want you to know that. Georgia, Georgia, the whole day long, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind.
Fantastic, amazing, yay!